boys and girls. Welcome to Writer's Workshop. It's Tuesday. Yesterday you should have practiced showing telling by showing and telling something that you've written. And so today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about adding more to our pages. What else can we add? And I always like to read this book when I talk about it. If you've ever read this book, Show Me a Connection. I'm going to read this and I'm going to talk about what I mean about how when we are writing, we can't just keep saying next, I'm ready for my next writing, I'm ready for my next writing. But I have to stop and think, what else can I add? How can I make it better? All right. And so this book is about a little girl who gets an old box. But instead of just saying, oh, I need a new toy or I need a new box, she keeps thinking about how to make this better and keeps working with the same thing that she already had. Okay, and so we're going to read this and then we're going to think about how we can add more stuff to our writing from yesterday. Okay, this is called Christina Katerina and the Box. It's one of my favorite stories from when I was little. Christina liked old things, tin cups and old dressers, worn out ties and empty boxes. Any of those things, but mostly boxes. Hat boxes, bakery boxes with see-through lids, shoe boxes. Best of all, she liked big boxes. So she was so happy indeed one sleepy summer day when her even sometimes best friend Fat Watson was out of town to see a truck deliver a refrigerator. Oh, grand and new, Christina's mother said as she looked at the refrigerator. It is. Oh, it really is, as Christina looked at the box. She's going to get a box to use. And she quickly claimed that box for her own. And she dragged it under the apple tree. To Mother, who was very neat and tidy, it seemed that boxes were for basements or trash barrels, not for front yards under the apple tree. But she decided that it couldn't hurt. It couldn't possibly hurt for one day or two to have that big box in the front yard under the apple tree. That afternoon, Christina's father cut out a window and a door, and Christina painted on turrets, a drawbridge, and bolts for the door, and the box became a castle. Inside, she put sticks on the windows for iron bars. She brought in all her cups and saucers and lots of fig Newtons in case there was a battle and she couldn't get out. For 2 days, she and her bears lived and played in the castle peacefully. Until Fat Watson came home. He sneaked into her castle while she was out to lunch, and he ate all her fig Newtons, and she locked him in until he hollered, "I'm sorry," 15 times. When she finally let him out, Fats gave Christina's castle a kick. Oh no. And over it went smack on its side. I think she's just going to throw the box away and say, "Next, I need a new box." Let's see what she does. Mother came out and saw the fallen box. "I see that's the end of the castle, Christina," she said with a smile, and she started to haul it away. "But that's no castle," said Christina, hauling it back. "That's my clubhouse." She didn't just say next. She's ready to see what else she can do with it. And it was, for 3 long days, right there under the apple tree. Christina changed the window into a door and the door into a window. She put in 2 benches for members and a chair for the president, and she painted "Keep Out," "Members Only," and "Danger to Enemies" on the outside. And she let Fats join. Then they met in the clubhouse, which was very dark when the door was closed and very secret. And they spit on a nickel and they swore to be friends forever. And they were. Until one day, when Fat Watson got angry at always having to be the vice president, he climbed onto the clubhouse roof and he promised to sit there until Christina made him president. Only the roof caved in first and Christina disbanded the club. Now that her box is crushed, you guys think she's just going to say next and move on? When Mother saw that satin box, she brushed her hands together. Now she would have her nice, neat, and tidy yard. Well, she said, that is the end of the clubhouse, she said, and she tugged it toward the street. But that's no clubhouse, said Christina, tugging it. That's my racing car, Hermione, and I'm late for the race. She's thinking, what more can I add to this? How can I make it better? She's still working with it. Before speeding off, Christina put the top on the bottom, turned the window into a cockpit, and she painted 2 magnificent curling horns on the side, and she blasted them every time she rounded the apple tree. For 2 days, she raced around the apple tree. Until Fats said he'd take a look at the motor, that it didn't sound just quite right. And when he cut off the nose to get at the motor, the whole car collapsed. Will she say next and move on? No. Christina's mother was relieved. Well, this is the end of the racing car, she said, and she pulled the cardboard toward the trash barrel. But that's no racing car, said Christina, pulling it back again. That's the floor of my summer mansion, and I'm going to have a ball. And she did, right there under the apple tree. She patted out the box flat. She drew furniture on each flap, a stove and a refrigerator for the kitchen, a bed for the bedroom, and a grand piano and a violin for the living room, so there would be music for her ball. Then she and her bears and Fats dressed up in gowns and high heels, and they invited kings and queens and presidents and vice presidents to come. Everybody came and they danced and danced until their feet hurt and they had to take off their shoes. Even without shoes, Christina had a wonderful time. Until Fats decided the floor needed scrubbing. He sprayed it down with the garden hose and he mopped it until the floor puckered and grew lumpy. Finally, it fell apart. Well, Mother came out and she looked at the front yard and shook her head. Well, and this is the end of your grand floor. What floor? Said Christina, who's running by. Oh, you mean that old ragged box? Let's throw it away. Mother breathed a sigh of relief. At last she could have her nice, neat yard back. But quick, Christina said. Fats' mother and father got a washer and dryer today, and he's bringing 2 ships down right now. I said my mother wouldn't mind one bit if I sailed them in front of our house under the apple tree. And I like this page too. This, boys and girls. The end. So boys and girls, did you see what happened in that book? It's kind of like when you have a toy and you're trying to play with it. Instead of just saying, next, I need a new toy, I need a new toy. She was using the same thing over and over again to get better and better with it and to use it and do different things with it. And that's kind of what you're going to do with your writing. Instead of just saying, I'm done, next, I need to write about something else, I need to go show and tell something else, is to think how else and what else you could add to your writing. And so yesterday I did this writing about my dog, and I could just say, I'm done, it's good. But I could keep thinking and I could add more to it to make it even better. So that's what I want you to do today is I want you to go back to your writing from yesterday, and instead of just saying next, done, I need something new, think about what else you could add. I noticed that there's some words I didn't add. I didn't add the word tail to ale yesterday. There was another tag with a heart on it and I didn't add it. I didn't write the word to ag. There's all kinds of things I thought I could add. I also didn't add a couple other details that I could add in from drawing. I didn't look closely enough at. There was a lot of words on the back of this tag I could have added. I need to go back and see what can I do to make this better. The other thing I thought was Miss Scroggum just made you guys a big sheet with sight words on it and writing resources and numbers. And I thought, I could go back and add some sight words. So instead of just putting dog on here, I might put T-H-E, the dog. And I'm adding more. Instead of just putting nose, I might be able to put his nose. Or a leg. Or the tag, I could go back and add more and more to my writing to make it better and better. Instead of just saying, next, I'm done. How can you go back today and add more to your writing to make it better? So boys and girls, you guys are so smart. So now here's where we're at. We are able to show and tell by looking and thinking. We draw, we write, and then we have to go back and we have to add more. Because you don't just want to say done right away. You got to stop and think. Sometimes it helps to put the writing away and to bring it back out later and see what else you could add. So today, pull out your writing from yesterday and go back and add more. All right, boys and girls, I will see you tomorrow for more show and tell writing. Good luck today.